to the Devils You Know. I am JJ, your host, and we have a game tonight in Calgary against Calgary. Probably gonna lose. Not even giving a shit. Let me know if you even give a shit. Does anyone give a shit? Does anyone even give a shit at this point? We were fooled again by Jacob Markstrom. Obviously not fooled because we know, but he came out and played good for a period and a half, and then boom, get the usual Jacob Markstrom back in the house. And I'm not sad about it. I'm at the point where I'm gonna tell you that I pray, because I said, first of all, I didn't want him to come to the Devils in the first place. The Devils had Nico Dawes set, and if you look at him in Utica, he's playing excellent. They had Nico Dawes set. They had Kaapo Kähkönen, who was an excellent goalie that came from San Jose, that played great games for the Devils. He was tossed into the fire. He was thrown right into MSG, thrown right into UBS against the Islanders and Rangers, local rivalry games and stuff like that. He had he had a shutout on Long Island, a 40-save, 38-save shutout on Long Island. Was doing great. And then they bring in Markstrom. And then, all right, whatever. You got Markstrom on the team, okay. But then he comes in this season, sucks. I don't care what his record was. I don't care what his goals against average was, his save percent. I don't care if it looked good, slightly good, any of it. He sucked. He was not good. He also got hurt right away, which is part of his history. He's always getting hurt. This is like a team, like why don't we just keep signing players that are always getting hurt? Why don't we give them more money so they can play a few games a year? Why don't we do that? And then when they do play, they're not 100%. Why don't we keep going with that? That's a great way to build your team and get into the playoffs and win a cup for the fans. This is the most unfan-friendly team that I have seen in my lifetime as a Devils fan. I've never been a fan of any other team. Been a Devils fan since day one, since before Brodeur ever laced up a skate for the Devils, and lived through that whole experience with the Brodeur era, and it was amazing, and we're lucky that we meaning the people who witnessed all of that are lucky, because it's nothing that we're going to see anytime soon again. And now you see they went the opposite way. They went okay, we want stars, we want this pair of brothers, and they're going to be the face of the NHL and this and that. Meanwhile, their face is usually planted in the ice. I mean, what else do you want me to say? It's really funny. I won a bet the other night. Timo Meier scored the only goal in a game where we're lucky we even got that goal, right? After the Devils won 2 in a row, you're like, oh, look, the Devils won 2 in a row. They beat 2 good teams in a row. Well, when they play bad teams, they don't do very well, and tonight is one of those games. So prepare yourself. Lenny Haminiho, I forgot how to say his last name exactly. It's a certain way to say it. You know what? I'm gonna actually do something here. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pause this, and I'm going to play this. This is a Haminaho, or whatever. We'll say how his name, Amanda Stein, will tell us. Let's listen.
The first thing you need to know is how to properly pronounce his name.
Here we go.
It's Lene Haminaho.
Haminaho.
He is the
Lene
Devils' second-round
Haminaho.
pick from the 2023
Oh, look,
draft.
it's Amanda Stein.
And this year is the first year he's with the Devils at training camp, taking in the whole experience.
Yeah, it's been awesome. We've been practicing pretty hard, and yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot to say. You got a lot to say, my friend. That's very nice to hear. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your time. hopefully, it's better than having Lamico. Or is Lamico in the lineup too? I don't even know. I'm tired of seeing number 83. Are you tired of seeing number 83 when there are other options? And they keep bringing him back. And then Simone Nemec is just getting the shit on. First of all, so is Hamilton, to be honest with you. Hamilton, they scratch. The only Nemec scratched, Hamilton scratched, Luke Hughes, no scratch. No scratch. No scratch on Luke Hughes. Wonder why. Do you wonder why? I've been telling everybody why. He'll never get scratched. And I said this a million times, and I'll say it again. They could cut his feet off. And his hands. They could cut off all his arms. All his limbs. And he'd still play 20 minutes a night. They just have him sliding around, and maybe on a skateboard on his torso. But he'd still be out there playing because number 43 with the name Hughes is on that jersey. And if it's on the ice, money is coming in. That's how they see it. And you know what? There's also people that think that's stupid, whatever. You know what? You're stupid because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Not everything is people don't ever look like behind the curtain. They just want to see the final product of what of what is being presented. They don't want to see how it was presented or why, or they don't want to know the details. The ownership is a problem. The general managers, both of them, yes, both gotta go. One of them at least has a name in hockey. The other one, we know why that one was hired. Let's not get into that today. We have enough problems. Jack Hughes, what has he been back? 13 games or something, 10 games, whatever. 1 goal in the first period of that comeback. He's got a couple of assists, whatever. He's hiding along the boards. They finally pushed him to play center. But it's not working out. He's not taking good face-offs. He shouldn't be playing. They should have just let the guy get hurt and stay hurt. Because people are so not infatuated, but everyone wants to always talk shit about Jack Hughes being injured. That pushes the organization to want to right the ship on that, and so it's not so they don't. So the people saying that don't look like they're correct, even though they're still correct. So they'll bring him back early like they've done before, like they probably did with Markstrom also. Oh, you signed Markstrom, he's hurt, blah, 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 bring him back early. Jack Hughes injured again. Oh, he fell at a steakhouse. Now, what else, what's next? Is he going to swallow a piece of sand at the beach and have sandoma for the year? I just made up that wasn't a funny joke, but you know what I mean. So people don't want to. People are tired of it. So let's bring him back early. Oh wait, he's not playing his position. Why? Oh, because he's not fully healthy, is he? And when he doesn't play his position, what happens then? I have not seen anyone mention this once. What happens when you take your first line center and you move him to the wing? Everybody now shifts, right? Not everybody, but everything shifts. So he's in a different position, being treated like the king, of course, that he's not. Along with his brother, who's getting that first power play time, where Hamilton should easily be up there on that first power play. Oh, and even Nemec should be getting a chance there. Luke Hughes has put in so many goals. He didn't just again the other day. Put another one in for the wrong team. I mean, this is not his season. And I told everyone when he missed training camp, that's it. I don't care how many assists he has or whatever. He's supposed to be better. And people, defensemen take a few years to all right, well then why isn't he being sent down to the minors? Why isn't all that happening? He was brought up to the NHL and he stayed here. So whose fault is that then if they need time? Whose fault? You tell me. Please, you tell me. I'd love to know. Because if the problem is that defensemen need more time, barring Matthew Schaefer. Well, Nemec has taken that time. He was a second overall pick. Luke Hughes is a fourth overall pick, right? So let's go by their overall picks, their numbers. Let's go by that. You got a second overall pick who's been up and down, in and out. Seems to be growing into his position properly. And then Luke Hughes was thrown into the NHL with 2 games left. I was at the game. They gave away the Hamilton bobblehead that night. I have the video of them first announcing his name. It was a big deal. We were happy. Didn't work out. Not working out at all, actually. The Hughes brothers are a curse to the Devils. Now, when people were saying, oh, the Devils are cursed and there were skeletons under the rock, the curse is the Hughes brothers. Let them go. Get them out. Get the air. Cure, get some sage or whatever, clean the air in the building of their name and their aura, and put a team back together. A team. Because you know what's not a team? 2 guys. 2 brothers, they're not a team. They're just brothers. And they're not team players. They're just not. And I'm tired of seeing it, and I'm tired of hearing the bullshit. I'm tired of having to, not me, but I'm tired of seeing people having to. Yes, having to, because they'll otherwise get backlash. Having to pretend that Jack Hughes is an elite, top 5 NHL. He's not. It's about time we talk about it. Capo Caco, sure, wasn't... I'm not saying we should have picked Capo Caco instead, but Jack Hughes... The Devils got 2 first overall picks, the first 2 they've ever had, and they got them in bad years. I really wish they could have got them in some other years where they could have got a better first overall. And no offense to Nico Hischier, but there's plenty of guys that were picked in the top 15 that year that I would much rather have than Nico Hischier on the Devils. Then you got Jack Hughes. Obviously, he was the name, and Kako. But who knew that he would be such a problem, injury-wise, attitude-wise? I mean, you all don't see it. You don't see it all the time. They don't talk about it. The organization surely doesn't talk about it. The dogs are going to start causing a problem. All right. Here's Nico. Tell them that the Hughes suck. Tell them. I mean, he's not named after Nico Hischier, by the way. And then Gino's over here too. So, I'm just tired of the Hughes brothers, and we've been fooled by the media and the organization into loving these guys. Like, the only player I respect, 100%. No. Start barking, and you're out of here. Anyway, Jesper Bratt, 6th round, 162nd overall, plays first line. He's one of the best passers I've ever seen. Hey, and I respect him in all facets of the game, but I'm not saying he's the best winger and the best player in the world either. I can say about Jesper Bratt that he's not injury prone. He might be a small guy, but he's no smaller than Jack Hughes, and he doesn't get hurt every season. He plays a full season almost every year, except for 1 game, maybe sometimes 4 games he missed once. If you don't stop, you're leaving the room. So really respect Jesper Bratt and his hustle. He's not a shooter. He's a passer. He's a playmaker, and he makes those plays. And the guys are not finishing. So you know what? I don't take anything away from Bratt. I take some things away from Timo Meier though, because Timo Meier, Jesper Bratt, and OG, the longest tenured player on this Devils team. Him and Meier. Meier's been on the team for 20 games. Bratt, a few years. They both go out and get a contract. Meyer gets more money. Meanwhile, Bratt exceeds him in points, exceeds him in everything at that point too. So it just didn't make any sense to me. And now we're seeing, he went on a little. He's streaky. He goes on. He scored 10 goals in 12 games, whatever he did, but then he scores none. And then he scored one the other night. It was like almost. I know like how he rolls, like his streakiness. So I knew he would score. That's why I won the bet. I bet that he would score that night, and lo and behold, I was right. He put one in. He's been taking a lot of shots. He does take a lot of shots, and that's good. Defense, Kovacevic looking good. I actually like the defense. I kind of see the goalie. Having two older goalies is just not the best. Jake Allen, clearly the better goalie in my opinion, but people have opinions. Either way, Nico Daws should be one of those two goalies. It should not be two 36 or older goalies. Hold on 1 second. Not having that. He was going to start going crazy, barking at everything. Actually, I call it borking. For Nico, I call it borking. So, Nico Daws. Great goalie. The dude played in the Stadium Series, won a huge game. That's stressful to play in the Stadium Series game when you're not one of the starting goalies. You know what I mean? You're the AHL goalie and you're playing in the Stadium Series. He won that game. He was excellent. I was there. Excellent game. He was the only one who had a shutout. What was it, last season? He was the only shutout of the year, was Nico Daws. He had a winning record with the small amount of games he's played. I mean, come on. Markstrom has to be thrown into some sort of trade deal. Jake Allen, you can keep him as... This is how you work Jake Allen, in my opinion. He's got a 5-year contract. You keep him for the next 2 years to play with Nico Daws. The Devils should have drafted Askarov. Let's just be real about that also. I'm coming out with a bunch of shit and just throwing it out there because I'm tired of this bullshit. We've been fooled again. The whole team has to be taken apart. Nason, gone. Cotter, what happened to Cotter? I got his jersey, we met, he signed it for me, we did all this, and then he's been left on the fourth line playing with people like Lamico. Paul Cotter's better than that, and he's not been given the chance. I think Paul Cotter should have been put up in Palat's spot like multiple times this year, just to give him, not because Palat was bad, because Palat's not bad, he doesn't score. He did have a 2-goal game recently. To his credit, we'll give him a Tdyk and Chico. Very rare that I'll give someone a Tdyk and Chico, but I'll give Palat a Tdyk and Chico because he knows that he's getting shit from the fans. He's got to know that the fans don't like him and want him gone. Imagine being Dougie Hamilton. Just, it's clear why he doesn't have like a Twitter account because. Imagine if you were looking on Twitter and you were Dougie Hamilton in the past few days. Now, the Hughes brothers, you have so many people sucking your ass that you can get away with going online and reading stuff and not really seeing the truth about yourself. Quinn Hughes excluded. Quinn Hughes is an excellent defenseman. And I believe Luke Hughes on another team where he's not in the shadow of his brother, I think maybe he would be a better player, a better defenseman, a better all-around player if he didn't have in his mind that his brother's on the team or on the ice or this. If that distraction went away. Now remember, that's a big word because it's in the locker room, it's on the ice, it's in the team meetings. Distractions. The Hughes brothers are distractions. They don't go to, not everyone, but it's a fact. This is a fact. They've missed important team meetings and video when going in to watch video of, this game or that game so they could record, some stupid intermission thing or this or that. Jack Hughes being out injured with his hand being injured and then shooting a commercial really, in my opinion, just doesn't look good. I don't care if it was harmless or not. He was clearly using his hands in the commercial unless they AI'd that. But get checked. Just make sure you don't check Jack Hughes, because then he'll be out for the rest of the season, which probably wouldn't hurt the Devils at this point to bring up some other guys and just let them play. You know what? The Devils aren't winning the Stanley Cup this year. They're just not. So why even worry about it? I mean, who's buying playoff tickets for this team? Who? Let me know if you're going to buy playoff tickets for the Devils if they make the playoffs. Let me know if you're one of the people who are going to buy playoff tickets to see these guys in the playoffs. And if you do, I pray they prove me wrong and just kick ass and you go to a great game. But you know what? The only reason I might show up at those games at this point, unless they make a big turnaround, but before the trade deadline, around the trade deadline, and things change, the only way you're going to see me at a playoff game is if I'm going there to talk to, I don't need to get into my personal stuff that goes on at the arena, but either way, we got a game against Calgary tonight. I'm going to say I would love to see Lenny Haminaho get a point tonight. I would love to see that happen. Just bring in the new guy in his first game, let him get a point, a goal even would be solid. I think I'm going to say that Brendan Dillon might get a goal tonight. That's what I'm feeling, but I'm not right all the time. I was right about Arseny Gritsyuk's first goal. He's actually won me 2 big bets. Jesper Bratt points are usually something that would be good for betting. By the way, before I end this episode of The Devils called Fooled Again, I do want to say I am in the middle of, if you've read my article about sports betting, I am still doing it. The goal here is, can you bet on sports? And I'm using the NHL. Can you bet on sports from the beginning to the end of the season with $20, only $20 put in, and not lose that $20, but have fun betting the whole way? Whether you make money or not is irrelevant. If you don't lose your $20, you're able to bet and play and have fun, because betting is fun. You hit a bet that's, hard to hit or whatever. It doesn't have to be $100 you put down on it. You could put 20 cents down on it. Hitting it is the fun part. So my study, what I'm doing this season, is I put $20 into FanDuel, and I make bets every day. Every night there's games, I make over-under bets. I bet on players to score in overtime. I bet on very small amounts, 50 cents. But the 50 cents will win me $40 if the guy who scores the goal, like if I pick a player to score in overtime or something like that. Those are big wins, and I've hit a bunch of those. I've also lost way more. But that's part of the plan. I'm going to reveal the whole thing. Actually, read my article on Substack about sports betting. It's really interesting. I show you the details of what I was doing at that point. And just for an update, I'm still ahead. I have not lost any of the money that I've put in. I could take it out right now. But I bet every day. I just won the bet today, an over-under on the Carolina game. I won $16. The over-under was 6.5, so I did the under. Bam. $16, whatever it was that I won. So, anyway, that's the end of this episode. We have a game against Calgary tonight. Brendan Dillon is my man to watch tonight. A couple of hits, maybe a fight, we'll see. Or a goal, who knows. But I'm going to have to say it. Let's go fucking Devils. Thanks for listening, or thanks for watching. See you soon.